Welcome to the social space, everybody. We're thrilled. We are thrilled to death that you're with us. I'm Chris Horgan. That's Jackie Hager. That's Andrew Bell. This is Tonya Mooney. We are thrilled to death to have you. We'll talk to her in a second.
Yes.
Just hold on. We have to thank Falls Truck Center. We love them.
Yes.
They're just phenomenal. Then we have our best buddies over at 4 Stars Auto
Yes.
Ranch in Henrietta. Can't forget our friends at Town Square Media and our
Yes.
best buddies over at Channel 6.
Yes.
So with that out of the way, it's time to put you on the spot. So Tonya, tell us who you are and what you do, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah.
My name is Tonya Mooney, and I am a paraprofessional over in Archer City ISD. I do PE from pre-K up until 6th grade.
How long have you been at Archer City in the PE
I believe
department?
this is the eighth year, I think.
And are you like PE all day long?
I'm in the classroom with kindergarten for the
Okay.
first couple hours, but I will say I'm the only one at the door, the only door that's open in the mornings. I'm greet the kids, I have music playing, I'm acting silly, all the things. Some of them walk by going, oh man, is she ever gonna not be here? But I just try to set the mood and, changes their attitude a little bit maybe, I don't know. But
So, Tonya, you and your family recently moved out to the lake. And so kind of tell us about that. Why'd y'all make the move and how is it?
Well, my husband traveled, and our goal was, once our daughter graduated college, was to retire, semi-retire, and I would be able to travel with them. We have a great lake family out there. They, it's just like they were our family, knew us all of our life, and we stepped in and we do fundraisers for the fire department. That's just how we ended up there. We love it.
Yeah.
Now, we've really
Great.
been waiting to have you on the show. We've been just waiting for the right time to ask you. I've been not only watching you from afar and being so proud of you. Not too long ago, you had an accident at the lake, and I'd love, if you don't mind, is to walk us through that accident on that night and tell us what happened.
Well, I was out in California visiting my husband on a job, and I received a call, early morning call, that a friend who is in what we call our tribe, she passed away suddenly. And so I had to immediately fly home, and my tribe was there to pick me up at the airport, and we went to work helping her family, making the slideshow, doing all the things, and it was a rough week. And the day of my accident, was my first day back at home at the lake. I had spent all my time in Archer City. I was visiting a friend that night, and I went to go home, and I wish I could tell you what happened. I don't know. I'll never know. When the medics got to me, all I would say was deer. And where my accident happened is a heavy trafficked area for deer. And so I'm assuming one came in front of me, and I just laid it over. And when I did, I wasn't strapped in, and it landed on me, on my arm. From a timeline, I was probably there 2 hours before anyone found me. And actually, no one found me. They heard me. I can remember being in and out of consciousness. And
Wow.
but when the medics got there, everything that they asked me, all the old addresses, everything, I knew everything, but I don't remember anything.
Wow. Were you in like a four-wheeler, or what were you in?
It was a Can-Am,
Okay.
side by side.
And you were just going from one house to another?
I was about a quarter mile from my home, probably.
Wow. Was it dark?
Yes, it was late at night. I was transferred to United Regional to get me stable, and then on to JPS. But the medics, the first responders and things, I'm so grateful for those first responders and our volunteer firemen, all the things, because they come out of nowhere, to help. But they were able to get the machine off of me till other help arrived, because they knew that I would bleed out. That was probably the only thing saving me, is it being on me.
So tell us about, when did your memory come back in those first few days in the hospital?
Well, my daughter, she made a wonderful scrapbook for me of this whole deal, and I think it was more or less therapy for her too, to take her mind off and to put it into something like that. But probably 10 days, I don't remember anything. I had I think 8 surgeries in and out of for like 10 days, trying to save my arm. It was actually fractured really bad, and they repaired that and all the things, but it got to be where it was life over limb. I had internal injuries as well, and my body was fighting, and it became infected and all the things, and so my family had to say, go ahead and take it to save me.
Now, you told us today when you arrived, this is the first day you put the limb on?
Well, I mean, I've had it. I've been working with it.
Okay.
It's, but it's the first time I've worn it in public. I've only worn it at home. So, yeah. It's a, I will say that the journey that I had from my accident until my prosthetic, it was life-changing. I mean, you have to find your grit. I had a friend, you probably know Matt Barron, who is in a wheelchair, and he has been the greatest mentor for me.
Really?
And he said, whatever, if it's 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, whatever it takes to get through that day, just look at it that way. And I think that this journey with this prosthetic is just as hard, if not harder, than losing the limb.
Yeah.
My husband asked the trauma team and stuff, what are we looking at time-wise as far as here at JPS and all the things? And they said, well, injuries, age, that kind of thing, 6 to 8 weeks. Well, in 3 weeks, I was out of there and I was moved to Encompass here in Wichita Falls, and they're great. It's a great place.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was there 10 days, and I got home and I was really just more or less looking at all the things I couldn't do, and I thought, you know what, I'm missing my routine. Kids had started back to school. I was getting all the videos, all the things, and I just called my boss and I said, you know what, I'm ready to come back. She said, when you're ready, you can come back. And I said, but I want to have an assembly. I want to talk to them. I want them to see me. They all knew, but I just wanted to have that out of the way when I did come back. We wasn't faced with that, So I went and I spoke to them. And I didn't really have anything written down. I just was going to get up there and talk to them like I do, and I just told them, I said, here it's 6 weeks since my accident. And the doctors really thought I would still be in Fort Worth, but I'm here talking to you.
Yep.
And I said, you guys got 9 weeks to get that grade up. So don't think you can't do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm here. I'm not supposed to be, And I just kind of put it in their perspective, and I also said, I said, if you're able to help somebody, whether it's tie their shoe, put on a belt, fix a shirt, whatever, if you can read better than your friend, sit down and read with them.
Yeah.
Help them. Whatever the talent is, use it to help someone else.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to ask for that help. That was a hard thing for me, I just jumped right in, you have to help. You have to ask. It's humbling, but it's only by the grace of God that I'm here, because it was a bad deal.
Yeah.
So did they ask questions at that assembly?
Yes, I made the mistake. I know if you go speak or something to children, you try not to let them ask questions, because then you don't know what you're going to get. So I said, I of course had it covered, and I said, if you guys want to see it, I don't mind showing you. I'll let you see it. Let you ask any questions you want. Don't be scared of me, and oh man, the hands went up. Well, we want to see it right now. We, all the things. But once I got into school, they're so resilient. They don't, they would just got in and did all the things. If I was in the equipment closet, they helped me. They're a blessing to me more than I have been, I think, to them, really.
How was your energy, just coming off of 6 weeks and then you're back at school? How was your health and your energy level?
It was tough, but I just think, when you're hit with something like that, you find out how really tough you are. I was always kind of been the tough girl, tomboy type girl, and boy, once you're hit with something like that, you really have to find your grit, and you have to, put one foot in front of the other. 1,000 steps takes a step, and just take one a day.
We're gonna pause real quick.
Yes.
And when we come back, we will hear more from you, and we'll talk more about this journey you had. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. I want to ask you. You mentioned right before we went to break about the 10,000 steps. You got to take that first one. And as you kind of gained momentum when you were going kind of down that road, what were doctors telling you to get ready for, like in the next year as you went through this?
They just really tried to express about how life-changing this was going to be, plumb from getting dressed to going out in public to all the things, and just try to, the mental part of it is, I deal with it every day. In my mind, right now, I have a phantom limb over here.
Yeah.
I can't bend it. I can do this, and the hand doesn't open or shut. It's like it has a huge boxing glove on it. So every day, all day, that's going on. And the phantom pain, I tried the medicine and things like that, but I thought I'm going to deal with the pain more, because sometimes that stuff makes you feel worse. You know, the medicine, some is for people and some it just didn't work for me. So I just tried to face it and fight it. But and to, you know, the mental part of it, you know, I've been a year now since my accident, and I have yet to see anyone in public missing an arm. I've talked to some that's been in accidents and things like that, but I haven't physically seen anybody. And I was talking to my prosthetician this last week, and he said, you know, because you're an elite group, there's not very many of you. We do everything we can to save it, you know. So, you know, you just got to find a goal and just keep pushing yourself. You know, maybe you guys at home are having something very small, or maybe it's bigger than what I'm going through, but just know that there's help out there for you, and to reach for it, and to don't get in it's okay to get in a valley, but don't stay there. I was having that problem. I jumped right into work. I went to work, everything was going great, and then all of a sudden, boom, I was like, man, I can't find it. I can't. And I went and got a little bit of help, and he's like, you never grieved the loss of your arm. You never let yourself slow down long enough to grieve it. You just went in and went to work because that's what you know to do. And when I slowed down and really processed it, then it got better, you know, that it is okay, and I have something to grieve, you know, and all the things to go with it.
Tonya, while you were waiting on your new arm, you kind of joined like a speaking circuit and started to do some speaking events. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, the principal at City View had heard my story, and I guess they were visiting about it, and I have a friend that was the nurse there, and she said, oh, I know her, I bet she would come and talk to us. So she reached out to me and asked would I want to come and kind of give like a pep rally, I guess you could say, for the right before STAR. So I went in and kind of gave them my story, and the same thing, you know, I told them, I said, you got friends that can help you do all kinds of things, but I said, all these people in this room are here to help you, and it's okay to ask for it. And it's just a test. Just get in there and do your best. And
Well, I want to go back, because today's the first day you're officially wearing the arm, and it was scheduled on the day that we're shooting this show. That's exciting to us. So can you go back over again the movement of the arm, and what's the ultimate goal for you to achieve with this arm?
Well, when I first met with them, it's Scott Sobalchik in Dallas. I had all the things that I wanted to do, I needed it to do, you know, and so I had 3 consultations, and on the third one I went back and I was doing all those things already. I was driving a 0-turn mower, I was using a weed eater, I was doing all the things I love to do, and I said, you know, I don't know that I need it. And he said, well, you have to think about your balance. And he said, when you first got up to walk, you were very off balance. And I said, yes, sir. And he said, you still are, but your body's compensating for it. And he said, even if you just use it for balance to protect your spine and your back, it's going to be beneficial to you. So I went on with it, and I'm just borderline not having enough residual limb to be able to make it function. And how it functions is there's it's called a myoelectric, and there's sensors inside here that my muscles, different muscles, fire to make it open and shut and those kind of things. The hand alone will do 8 different things, and I was like, all I need it to do is open and close for right now. Let's go. As I said, I can see myself in the grocery store, bend over and somebody. But it's a process. It's you just got to have fun with it, and you know, figure it out.
Technology is amazing.
Oh, it's remarkable. It's just, I don't get it. But my daughter's boyfriend, he is an engineer, and when I first showed the family, he was kind of quiet, and I thought, because it is hard to see me with it, you know. And later he came over and he said, you know, I've been thinking about your doctor. He said he's a prosthetician, but he's an engineer, he's a counselor, he's a computer guru, he's all the things, because this will Bluetooth to a computer when I go into the office. And he adjusts it that way and things. So
that is amazing.
I never really looked at my doctor that way, so I told him this last week, I said, I'm sorry, you have all these hats that you wear that I really never really realized.
What do you need help with most today?
Well,
Like what tasks and what things do you still find super challenging?
Cooking,
Cooking.
and laundry. But I try to set myself goals, something I want to reach and try to do. And one day it was a fitted sheet. And my friends was like, fitted sheet? Who wants to fold it? Just put it back on or wrap it around your But it was my goal to do it, and I can do it with one arm. So I think cooking and laundry, that kind of thing is hard.
Well, school's about to start, and you'll be starting school with your arm this year.
Yes, I know
So
the kids are going to be so excited.
Yes.
Once I went back, there was, when's the bionic arm? When are you getting? You know, so now when they come, I'll be able to show them.
Will it be another assembly? You need another assembly
Oh,
for
I
that
don't
one?
think so.
Listen, all right? Let's answer some questions here about this.
Oh
So I'm
my
excited
gosh.
about that, but
Yeah.
they're a blessing to me, and I had such an army praying for me that, and my daughter made a Facebook page, and she typed on it progress and updates, and people could respond and send motivational things, and I just can't thank them enough, because still I go back, and just this morning I was back on there looking and reading, and
Yeah.
it's touching.
Ooh.
That's
Speaking
great.
of, in that tribe of friends that you have, what would you say to those tribe of friends? What would you love to say to them, those cheerleaders and those girlfriends that were right there with you every step of the way?
I can't imagine doing life without them. They're just some of my biggest supporters. And if you don't have one, find you one. Because I can't imagine
Yeah.
going through it without them. And my family, my husband, bless his heart, we went from living apart, distance, and to coming and having to take care of me and help me. And he's been a trooper. It's great.
And grandbabies.
Yes, and grandbabies. Yes, yes. They just think this is the neatest thing and want to know what else I'm going to be able to do and all the things. I'm like, whoa! And the little one came out the other day carrying this. It's like carrying a toddler when you don't have it on. I'm like, no, put that down. But he was ready to do more tricks. So
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, we can't thank you enough for joining us today and telling us your story, Tonya. I know all of Archer County, we can't wait till they can watch this, but for those of you, if you live in Archer County, you surely know who Tonya is and your worldwide of friends. But there's going to be lots of listeners who may have never crossed paths with you that might be watching this show. So I thank you for sharing your story with us, and now they know who you are, and the PE teacher that's with the bionic arm from Archer City, and we just are so grateful that you were able to come and tell your story.
thank
Yeah.
you. I just want to tell anybody out there, I don't know what your struggle may be, big or small, like I said, but if you can't find it in you to get through it, ask for help. There's somebody out there that can help you. It might be the smallest thing, and yours might be the smallest problem you think, but you can do it. You just got to find it.
Yeah.
Oh, great advice.
Remarkable.
What a great story. I mean, it's
What a
just
great
inspiration.
show this week.
Yeah.
inspiration
Thank
is
you.
what it's all about.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Thank
yes,
you.
thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
We really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Go Archer County girls.
Go Archer County girls. All right, stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.
Yes.
At 4 Stars Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, we take pleasure in the simple things, like an easy, no-hassle buying experience, simple, transparent pricing, and the smile on the face of another lifelong customer. And with the largest volume of cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, the only thing that won't be simple is choosing which one you want to drive home. When it comes to finding your next vehicle, the choice is simple. 4 Stars Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
It's the season at 4 Stars.
My name is Colby Pistacco. I'm your locally born and raised Medicare expert. Medicare can be confusing, but helping seniors find the right health insurance is what I do best. That's the Pistacco way.
More personal, more thoughtful, more trusted.
4 incredible radio stations. That's who we are. We are Town Square Media, and we bring the best of radio to the North Texas area. Wake up early with News Talk 1290. That's us. How about Kelly Raspberry on 92.9 NIN? Yep, that's us. Bringing you the best of country with 102.3 The Bull. That's us. And rocking it all day long with 106.3 The Buzz. That's us. We are Town Square Media, and we're proud to be a sponsor of the social space.
Now, how is it reading the command, Tonya?
There's sensors in here that's placed inside here on my muscles, and I'm telling that muscle what to do to make it fire.
Wow. Look at that.
And I had to learn to dress all over again, and
Girl, I'm so proud of you.
Welcome back, everybody. Social space. It's now the city space.
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about Wichita Falls because that's where I work.
That's right.
Okay. So we are still in the drought. It continues. Still stage 1, which is good. But everybody's just got to remember that stage 1's all about irrigation. It's all about watering your yard on the days you're supposed to water your yard, which would be on, if you have an even numbered address in the city of Wichita Falls, you water on Mondays and Thursdays. If you have an odd address, you water on Tuesdays and Fridays. So there's never watering on Wednesday or Saturday or Sunday. And so now you can call in and report anyone who is watering when they shouldn't be. And they're going to get, they'll send a person will come by and look. And if they see that they're watering at the wrong time, you can't water from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. also. That's a year-round ordinance. Don't ever run your sprinklers during that time because airborne air,
So you water
and the water
before 10 a.m. or after 7 p.m.?
Yes, on your day.
On your day.
On your designated day, remember that. So the water guys will go by and look, and if they find that there's a violation, they'll put an orange door hanger on, and they will take it to utility collections, and they'll start an affidavit, and then it goes to court, and then get a ticket. And the bad part is it's $25 for ticket 1. Doesn't sound bad, right? Well, there's a $76 court fee that goes with it. So it quickly turns into $101 on number 1. Second fine is up to $500. Third fine is up to $2,000.
Good gosh.
Wow.
So
don't water
be
your
smart.
grass on the wrong day.
No.
Might as well just let it burn.
Well, that's what I've done with mine. We're keeping trees alive and shrubs alive.
Yes.
That's it.
Now
The
you
rest
can
of it,
hold
no.
your water hose though.
You
and
can.
Water
As long
your
as
trees.
as long as it has a shut-off nozzle, you're
Okay.
good. You can't just put the hose in the grass
Sure.
and walk away. You've got to have that shut-off nozzle. Same thing with washing your car, and you can do that at any time during the day.
Okay.
But that air, sprinklers when they go up and down like that, you lose a lot to evaporation because it's going into the air.
Yep.
So it's best not to do that. And that hose you can too, but at least you got the hose on and you're pointing it where it needs to go. It's very directional. Life is good with those.
Okay.
So hopefully we can stay above 50% until we get rain this fall.
Yeah.
And we won't have to go
Well,
to stage 2.
here's how we can wrap up, guys. You know, it's mid-August.
Yep.
I always say, now if you're a female, you'll understand this. Get the pumpkin candle out.
Oh, here we go.
Start burning it because fall is coming, y'all.
Your spiced latte is on the way.
Yeah, I just
Pumpkin spice.
That's
pumpkin
it, yeah.
spice. I
Yeah.
always say there is hope down the road, especially after Labor Day weekend.
Fall will make it.
Yeah.
We'll make
It's
it.
going to come. We don't know
I'm
when.
ready for
And it'll
football.
probably, what's really bad is it'll probably show up and then it'll go away and then it'll show up
Of
again.
course it does.
Then it'll go
yes.
away. Then it'll be winter, just
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
In one fell swoop.
And it's football season.
I'm really excited about
Me
that.
too.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, did you have a good show? You happy?
Oh my
Good time?
gosh, Tanya's story was
She was amazing.
She's
It's
amazing.
incredible.
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was. All right, because I had fun too. Hope
Yes.
Andrew, did you have a good time?
Great time.
All right, we hope you
Yeah.
had a good time too.
Yeah.
And we will see you next Sunday.
This is a problem.
that grind, that click, that constant leak. Whatever it is, you heard it last year, and you probably put it on your to-do list. Ah, the famous to-do list. Well, that list gets long, and so do the days. But your AC still needs a tune-up. You could wait for that first triple-digit degree day.
We're talking about consecutive days of triple-digit heat.
Or you could call
James Lane Air Conditioning and Plumbing. This is Laura.
Hey, Laura, good to see you again. We don't like 102-degree weather, but we're climbing the ladder. We don't prefer hanging out in the crawl space, but we're down there chasing the lead. And we don't like when your AC has problems, but we like to fix them. James Lane Air Conditioning and Plumbing.
Fields are plenty, far as the eye can see. Rivers wide, rushing to the sea. Mountains high, reaching to the sky. This land we love, America. From the coastlines of New England to the Carolina Strands, from the East Kentucky rivers to the California sand, from the prairies of Montana to the Mississippi Delta, this land we love, America. Oh, this land we love, where eagles fly above, this land we love, America. Oh, this land we love, America.
The automotive industry is changing fast, but there's one thing that will never change. 4 Stars Chevrolet's commitment to bringing you the largest selection of dependable, long-lasting Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs. The kind of commitment that made us the 2023 Dealer Rater Chevy Dealer of the Year in Texas. Find a new vehicle today and a relationship to last a lifetime at 4 Stars Chevrolet.